Hello everybody. So I just wanted to do this video today because I'm actually in the process of rebuilding my makeup artist kit. I worked as a makeup artist in the early 2000s. I trained and worked as a makeup artist, and at the time I was living in Los Angeles. I live in San Diego now, California. And at the time I found that I like makeup. I love makeup and I like doing makeup, but I didn't like working as a makeup artist at the time. So I decided not to pursue that as a career and keep it more as a hobby. But long story short, it's now 2012 and it is definitely time to give my makeup artist kit a reboot. So I just want to do a little bit on palette essentials, especially for people who are starting out. So I'm not going to go through the whole makeup kit and everything I'm putting in there. I'll save that for another video. But I remember starting off how a lot of people had to take out loans to go to makeup schools. I actually went to a makeup school. At the time I was actually able to pay for it. The school I went to, Makeup Designery, actually costs a lot more now. It actually costs 3 times more than what I paid back when I went there. So I went at a very good time because it was still affordable. It wasn't cheap, but it was still something I was able to pay, and I didn't have to take a loan out. Whereas some people had to take out loans then, but now they really have to get financial aid in order to go there. So I understand that as a mainstream student going to any kind of college or even makeup schools, that we're always trying to find ways to get good quality for less amounts of money. So back then I was all about makeup designery products because when you're a student of the school, and even now I still have a lifetime discount to products from the Mud store, it still can be rather expensive even for me. And then, so back then I was all about using my products from my makeup school because it, added to my professional image. But then on top of that, you want to go with what people know and what they're familiar with, what they like, what your customers are going to know. So I was really big on MAC as well. But this time I decided to go with a different approach. I want to use items that are professional yet affordable because, every once in a while you have to replace your items. And if you can get good quality without having to pay top dollar, especially if you are starting out. This is a brand, I haven't tried them yet, but I've seen so many reviews on this brand that I started looking at their products online, and I started going, this is stuff that I have in my professional makeup kit, and I paid a ton more than what they're selling this stuff for. So first, I just got this, my package came today, so I haven't had a chance to actually try this stuff out, but I can tell just by looking at it that it's comparable quality. It's the same quality as things that I've paid way too much for in the past. So I just want to give us a quick rundown on what I call palette essentials for makeup artists, especially if you're starting out. So the company I'm talking about is BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to go through these really quick. So this is another video I'll do in the future. This is billed as being a, I'll put that there. This is billed as being a camouflage concealer kit with 10 different shades. And that's true. That's not wrong. But here's the thing. If you are, I don't want to say if you're a true makeup artist. I don't want to offend anybody, but this is a great skill that all makeup artists should learn. You can use these shades. All these shades are really almost all you need to mix custom foundation. So if you are starting out and you don't have the money to go out and buy 20 different shades of liquid foundation, 20 different shades of cream foundation, get one of these. In this website, BH Cosmetics, this company, they constantly have sales. You can get this probably for around $10 to $15. The professional grade one from the Mud School, before my discount, costs $85. And it's technically the same thing. And even with my discount, I still pay way more than $10 or $15 for one of these palettes. And so in the future, I will actually do a tutorial on how you can mix custom foundation. So if you're starting out, get one of these palettes and learn how to mix custom foundation with these. And I'm also in the future going to do a video on palette hygiene, how to treat your palette, how to use your palette, how to you know, handle your palette when you're working on clients, because they're going to be watching you to see how clean and hygienic you are. So like I said, this is really key. So get a concealer palette, because that's going to double as a foundation palette. And oh, this is what else I like about this palette really quick. Most skin tones, you know, in color, you know, cosmetic color theory, most skin tones are going to break down into your ruddy tones, people with a pink undertone, and your golden, you know, undertones. So you got your pink undertones and your golden undertones, and they're all here. And when you do get those people that have a little bit of both, you're able to mix it. So definitely get one of these. All right, so I'm going to speed it up now because, like I said, there's been a million reviews done on this. This is the next one I got, the 88 Color Palette Cool Matte Eyeshadow. It is so important that you don't have to have a lot of eyeshadow. Like, even, to be honest, 88 colors is way more than you'll ever need as a makeup artist, because a lot of the time you are going to be doing natural look makeup, covering blemishes, and applying eyelashes. And that's going to be about it. You oftentimes don't get to be nearly as creative as you would like to be. But it is so important that you have some eyeshadows that are matte. Make sure not all of your eyeshadows are shimmer. Can I get this open? Give me a second. It's a big one. There we go. I just had to steady myself. So this is a great selection, and they're all matte. So make sure you get yourself some matte eyeshadows. So they also have different, they have like the warm matte, they have the cool matte, they have, just make sure you get yourself some matte eyeshadows, because that is so imperative when you're doing video work and photo work, that you're using cosmetics that have as little light kickback as possible, as little, they're not reflective. All right, this one is very popular right now, the BH Party Girl palette. So on top of my, you know, matte shades, I wanted to make sure I did have a couple of fun shades, because for times you do actually get to be creative and have a little fun with makeup when you're working on clients. How much more do you need? Okay, you got all kinds of great fun colors in there and different finishes. So when you can get away with a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of satin finish, there are some of those in there. So that's a great palette to pick up. All right, so once again, eyeshadows, make sure you have some matte eyeshadows. Especially make sure you have matte eyeshadows that are in shades of taupe and tan, because those are going to be the colors you use most often to create a natural look. So just a good tip there. Again, 32 color lip palette, okay, lip gloss. Most of the time, you're not going to use very many shades of lipstick, to be honest. A lot of times it's going to be natural shades. It's going to be nudes, pinks, and reds, you know. But at the same time, if you don't have enough money, or excuse me, if you can't afford to, you know, if you're just starting out and you can't afford to have like 50 different lipsticks, and you're probably only going to end up using the same 3 again and again, something like this is great too. And again, I will do a tutorial in the future to show you how to handle your palettes, how you're going to use your palettes, how you're going to get your product out of there to use on your clients. But as you can see, this is a great array of, you got some neutrals, you got some cools, and you got some warms. I mean, everything you need, really, right there. And even this white one, that's obviously going to go on clear. It's not going to go on white. Just when you need to give somebody a little bit of gloss on their lips. And you can also mix these together. There's a lot you can do with that. All right, and the last thing, blush. 10 Color Professional Blush. And this one's probably actually one of my favorite palettes of the ones that I have selected. Simply because not only are you just going to use this for blush, the array of colors that they have for this is great for all different skin tones. You've got colors for bronzing and contouring and highlighting, and this is a really great palette. And a lot of times when you're doing photography, sometimes you're not even going to use blush because it's just not going to look right. It's not going to photograph right. It's going to end up just looking like streaks or something. So, but you will need to contour or highlight, and having a palette like this is excellent. All right, so I hope you learned something. I hope it was helpful. This was just basically, you know, palette essentials. And oh, this is my favorite part. So like I said again, one palette from Mud costs $85. I was able to get all those for $60 and free shipping from BH Cosmetics. And this is not a sponsored video. So I hope you learned something, and I hope I was helpful. See you next time.